Last time, I got so caught up talking about the overarching idea behind the Creme Croc Industries episodes that I forgot to speculate on the level itself. Ever wonder what the factory in Oil Drum Alley was used for? See, it's always been my understanding that the Kremlings are mining ore of some kind. This is somewhat tangentially, I don't know if I'm using that word right, backed up by a line in the manual, saying how all the ore has long been stripped from the old mine shafts. But the thing is, the interior of the factory level looks a whole lot like an oil refinery. So what if maybe there's oil in them hills? It's a better deal for the Kremlings than iron ore or whatever else they might be after. Then again, if K. Rool had tapped an oil deposit, I don't think he'd be cruising around in an old pirate ship. He'd have a boat like a sideways Dubai skyscraper. That was stupid. Also, and this is a little bit flimsy, but I stand by it, the exteriors of the structures look a lot more like ore refineries than once for crude oil. So yeah, my money's still on the iron ore or something like that. Oh yeah, this is part 28 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country. Trick Track Trek's a bit of a tricky one, no pun intended. I mean, gameplay wise it's great, no complaints. But in terms of piecing together the history of the land Creme Croc's built on, it doesn't give us much to work with. Let's take a look at the gameplay and see if I can't come up with something more interesting than nothing in the meantime. The level sees the Kongs riding a moving platform along a track inside a large open cave. It follows the rail laid out before it, and you just have to dodge enemies and yeah, that's the gist of it, I guess. It's fun, it's a great change of pace, and at this point we've seen nothing like it. I want to say that this is one of the standout moments of Creme Croc for me, but looking at the other levels I can't really sign off on that. Without getting too far off base, I feel like there's at least 3 other levels that are more memorable than this one. That's not a slight on it either. It just goes to show how DKC is most, if not all killer, little to no filler. That was a bad line. So with all that out of the way, there are 2 lingering questions. What can we make of this level, and what does it add to the big question surrounding Creme Croc? I'll give you what I've got now, but it's not much. So please, if you've got something to contribute, let me know in the comments. For the first question, I think the entire level's a sort of extended conveyor belt between the refinery of Oil Drum Alley and the raw material coming out of the following level, Elevator Antics. If you look on the map, the level's sort of in the middle of nowhere. It's near the bridge, and there's a cave opening near it, but unlike the following level, it's not situated near the opening, which tells us that the entrance is likely underground. I'm thinking the journey from Oil Drum Alley to Elevator Antics is all entirely underground, with the refinery's exit going into the large cavern, and the conveyor belt going directly through to the mines. As for what this tells us about the overworld, I'm stumped. Any natural environmental details are long gone from this level, and I really doubt the cavern was naturally there at all. Alright, that's Trick Track Trek done. Last episode, I asked you what you thought Creme Croc Industries might have looked like before it became the wasteland it is today. But this time, I'd like to try something different. If you could scrap Creme Croc entirely and replace it with a completely different set of levels with a completely different theme, what would you do? Not necessarily what you think would fit best in the context of the game, but what you personally would like to see. Nothing's off limits, nothing's too stupid. Go nuts. As usual, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Trick, track, check.